Try one more time.
Ahí
Okay,
sí.
ahora sí. And what about if I do this? Good?
Yep.
Perfecto.
Ahí
Oh,
mismo.
awesome. Thank you for letting me know. Because on my side, everything looks good. So thank you. Thank you. So again, welcome. And I want to give a big shout out to Dominican Writers Association, which is the platform that gives us this opportunity to come together as a community and write and share stories and just vibe with each other, make friends. Because I don't know if you guys know, but you guys are all my friends now. So sorry, you guys also signed up for that. Uh, so, Dominican Writers Association is a nonprofit organization that really works super hard. Like Angie works so hard to make sure that Dominican voices are highlighted and our stories are also present. So big thank you to Dominican writers. Um, and with that being said, I'm going to jump right in because we have some good prompts today. So introductions, you guys know I always start with the introduction. So for those that don't know me, my name is Massiel Alfonso. I'm a poet, a writer, storyteller, educator, workshop facilitator, a little bit of everything. It's like a sancocho in there. And the questions for today are: where were you born, and what place do you consider your home? I'll take maybe the first three, and if you would like to share, you can just type it in the chat, just so that we are saving enough time for writing, because we came here to write. So I guess I'll start. My name is Maciel Alfonso. I was born here in the United States in 168 Hospital. I feel like if you know, you know. And what place do you consider your home? I think my home is really wherever I am at. I go to different places and I'm like, I feel like I could live here. Um, so I think I am my home and I just enter other spaces. That's how I view it. But if you would like to share, please just raise your hand. I'll choose the first three hands that I see, and you are welcome to type your response and introduce yourself in the chat as well. So would anyone like to share?
I can't find my little hand icon, but
Okay, dale, Jaira.
um, I'm Jahaira. I was born in DR. I was born in Maria Auxiliadora en la Capital, and I came here in 1990. Um, I consider wherever, just like you, wherever I am and my family is, my wife and kids, home. I have not been back to DR. Those are my roots. But I don't know if it's home. I'm figuring that out yet still.
Mm. Thank you for sharing, Jaira. Um, I agree. Home can change many different phases of your life. So thank you for that. Um, anyone else? Oh, I see a hand. Lillian.
Hello.
Um,
Yo me llamo Lilian. I was born in Manhattan, but like a typical Dominican from, I don't know, I'm 44. My dad was a cab driver and he would travel from here to DR. So I grew up in Gurabo, Santiago. Um, I consider home wherever my children are. So,
mm,
así.
I like that you said that. Consider home wherever my children are. They're a part of you, right?
Claro, tú sabes, I have four of them. Tengo cuatro. You know.
Bless them. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
I see Felix Road. Felix, born in Brooklyn, New York City. I consider home wherever poetry takes me. Ooh, Felix already with the poetic lines. We just started. Okay. Um, correct me if I'm wrong. Idalmi?
You got it.
Okay,
Dale.
okay, okay. Welcome, welcome.
Hi, so my name is Hidalmi. I was born in the Dominican Republic. I grew up in New York City. I think at this point, home is where I am,
Mm,
like home is within me. I
yeah.
feel like, I grew up in New York. I no longer live in New York, nor do I have plans to live there. Um, I don't see myself like living in DR, but I do go often. I just was there like a week ago. And I feel like I don't belong really, truly in anywhere.
Mm,
Um, only within myself.
mm,
And I see myself as someone who likes to travel, someone, who likes to go to different places and experience different things. And so I think that, you know, even now, like I'm happy here, I feel comfortable here, but I can't say this is the forever place. Like I don't think that that exists for me,
mm,
you know.
mm.
So
Idalmi, I don't know if you know poetry, if you write poetry, but that was a poem right there. There is a poem in there. I think you should explore that. Um, but I that resonates a lot with me. I totally agree as well that you never feel neither here or there, right? Ni de aquí ni de allá, como dicen. When I go to DR, I'm like, I feel like, wow, I miss this place so much. I resonated with it so much. But when I get there, they're already like gringa and this and like you don't know where this colmado is and like then la esquina de, and like you could tell I'm like what like I don't belong here. So I totally agree. So thank you so much for sharing. For those that are just joining, we are answering the introduction question with your name, where were you born, what place do you consider your home, and you are welcome to type your answer in the chat. But with that being said, we're going to move on to our first writing prompt. And you can take this however interpretation it um, goes for you. So if your physical space could say one thing to you right now, what would it be telling you? Would you like your living space to say to you? What would you like your living space to say to you every day? Um, so 5 minutes on the clock. I'll let you guys know when we have 1 minute. Thank you so much and welcome everyone who just joined. I'll also share the writing prompt in the chat if anyone needs it. But with that being said, ready, set, write.
Massiel, just so that I know, or it's a free write right now?
No, we're just jumping straight into the first writing prompt. But
Okay.
if this is a free write for you, listen, I don't have any rules
Oh,
here. However it comes out, that's how I want you to do it.
oh, okay.
Massiel, can you put the prompt on the screen, please?
Yeah, that's what
It's not on the
that's what
screen.
no.
Guys, I don't know what's happening today. Let me reshare this. Thank you for letting me know. Can you guys see my screen?
It's blank.
What is going
That's a
on?
white screen.
Zoom don't like me today, guys. I'm sorry. Let me redo this. Stop sharing. Why is it not seeing my screen? I'm sorry, guys. Bear with me. Can you guys see it now?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Now it's up. Thank you.
All right. Let me know if at any moment that ever happens again. I'm not sure what's happening with the screen, but
It went blank again.
really, what is?
Yeah. Like you can see it on the edge. It's almost like it's a split screen.
So maybe not full screen. What if I don't do full
Yeah, maybe if you don't do full screen.
screen? That's strange. Okay. Come on. Technical difficulties here. Okay, are we good now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay,
Yes.
I'll try to make this as big as possible without going full screen. All right, and I'll also type it in the chat. So if your physical space could say one thing to you right now, what would it be telling you? What would you like your living space to say to you every day? And I'll restart the time. Sorry about that. We have a little over a minute left. All right, finish writing that last sentence. And hoy estamos rápido, so I'm gonna move on to the next prompt and we're gonna save some time for sharing at the end, if that's okay with you guys. So we're gonna jump right into prompt number 2, which is write to any one of these prompts, whichever one calls to you. So I can't go home anymore, or you're finally home. There's no place like home. Please come home. This was his favorite place, his home away from home. She couldn't return. She knew that as much as it pained her, that she would never see her home again. Or home was such a simple, but also such a complex word. I'll type them in the chat because I know there were so many different prompts, but you can take some time to reread them and you can write to any one of these 2, 3, or any other line that comes to mind when writing about home. 5 minutes on the clock and write. We have about 1 minute. And that's time. Finish writing your last sentence if you're still writing. How we doing? Checking in. Everyone's here. We're good. I know some of these prompts can take us to places that we didn't even think
We're good. Yeah, me from my perspective, it's just writing. It's like you get, and then it's like, oh wait, okay, you gotta stop and we want something else.
Yeah, don't ever think like you have to just stop here and not continue it. Or like,
No,
sometimes
yeah.
I get like 5 minutes, but I'm like, girl, I'm not done. I'm gonna keep going. So if that happens, like totally fine. The prompt is up. Like take your time. If you have to finish it, you have to finish that thought. Don't forget it.
Yeah, well, I will come back ahorita after we're done.
Yes, please do. Please do. All right, so prompt number 3 is a video. I'm going to cross my fingers and hopefully, can you guys still see my screen? Yes?
Yes.
All right, how can you guys see the video on my screen?
For me, it's just a blank screen. Yeah.
All right, so it's the full screen that's doing something here, which I don't know why, because we always full screen. Sorry about that. I'm gonna try.
It's okay. Technical issues.
My apologies. I really don't know why it doesn't want us to share full screen. Can you guys see it if my screen is like this? Can you guys see the video?
It's blank, yes.
Blank.
Todavía.
Blank. I mean, sí, ahora no sé, tiene algo, no.
Ay, Dios.
Tú, pero esto que yo digo que los seres humanos siempre van a ser algo necesitado.
No, honestly, because get it together. This presentation is here. What's going on?
Massiel, why don't you just share the link and we watch it and time us to watch it? How about that? That way, no, it doesn't detract from your pacing.
I hear it, but don't see it.
Oh, wow, I was muted. Can you guys see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, can you guys hear the video?
Even when we were homeless, she made it work.
Awesome.
And by made it work, I mean she hit it well. Poverty isn't always ripped clothes and dirty cheeks. It is friend's house for dinner this time. It is no seconds for a while. It is my mom letting me pick any kind of ramen I wanted and making me think it was a reward. Homelessness isn't always newspaper blankets and street begging or dumpster diving. Sometimes it is neighbor's spare room. It is mattress on floor. It is going silent when friends start to ask whose house we are going over this weekend. It is an avoidance of talking about home. Home isn't always floor or walls or roof. Sometimes it is tight hugs. Sometimes it is this room. Sometimes home is simply the fact that I am breathing. I am breathing because of her. My mother taught me that home is where the heart is, and ours has been broken and scattered so many places. Dear Mom, I wish you had asked me for help more often. I wish I had offered to help more often, and I know that this poem will never be enough. I just wanted to take 1 minute to say thank you, Mom, for never giving up on us.
All right. I accidentally bumped into this video and it just resonated with me.
Could we have the link anyway? I love to keep it.
Of course. I will share the link after I share the prompt in the chat, if that's okay with you guys. But this writing prompt is home is where the heart is. So would you still consider the place you grew up as being home? If so, talk about all the things that still make it a place to come back to. If not, determine the events that led up to its losing its status. Also, like this beautiful poem says, home doesn't have to be walls. It could be whatever your interpretation of that is. And I'll type this in the chat and I'll share the link as well. We have 5 minutes to write to this prompt, starting now. You have a little less than a minute. Finish up your last couple of sentences. All right, and that is time. I'm going to jump straight into prompt number 4, which is from one of my favorite books, When We Make It, by Elizabeth Velasquez. And it's called, I Think We May Be Homeless. You guys can still see my screen, right? Is it still too small though for anyone to read, or? Yeah, okay.
It's a little bit small, but
I'll make it a little bigger and
because I'm way blind to read.
I'll read it. Thank you.
I am like,
all right, I think we may be homeless, but I'm not sure. Today is our first day back from winter break. Miss Rivera thought it would be dope to start the year writing good things about our home. What makes our home special? Is it the room we sleep in or the people we share it with? Maybe it's a meal we eat or a tradition we follow. I already hate this assignment. But if I want to make Miss Rivera type money, I got to be the first in my family to graduate 8th grade. I told Miss Rivera I don't understand the assignment. She looked at me like she wanted me to be someone else, someone who didn't ask questions, someone who didn't make her work so hard. I try not to make teachers angry, so I explain that where I live changes all the time. And we eat the same thing every day. I wanted to add, if we even eat at all. But I figured I'd said enough. That's just how it is where I'm from. That's just how it is. And we don't got all, and don't we all got the same story anyway? Miss Rivera asked me if I was homeless. I'm shocked. I can't believe she tried to play me in front of the whole class. Yo, I looked up to her. Don't people who are homeless sleep on the street? You trying to say I look like I sleep on the street? Homeless, miss, homeless. The word is literally self-explanatory. Are you dumb? These are all the things I should have said, but I didn't. So I just laughed because someone's laughter is the only thing that makes sense when you're angry. People who are homeless don't have a home, and we do, right? Our home is wherever we need it to be. So this piece is called Think We May Be Homeless. If you haven't read this book, I really, really suggest you go and borrow it from the library if you have to, but it's an amazing book. With that being said, prompt number 4, home is. What or who makes your home feel like home? Where is home? Describe this place with as much detail as possible. You can write it in a story, a poem, a list, however it comes to your mind. We have 5 minutes on the clock. Before I start the timer, does anyone have any questions, need me to repeat anything, want to share anything that stood out about that poem in verse, anything like that? I don't want you guys to think that I'm just like push, but if you have to share anything, you're welcome to. Felix, yes.
As someone with the lived experience of actually being shelter homeless, you know, it was very much I was my heart was activated. I don't use the word triggered, but it was very much real, and the shame that comes with it. and not looking homeless, but being homeless, and people not understanding that that dynamic of home is wherever you might sleep tonight. So I really like the poem and the story behind it.
Thank you, Felix. Thank you for sharing that. And that's true. Home is, it means, and it is many different things to many different people. And when I read that piece, it kind of inspired me to write. So that's where this workshop was birthed. But thank you so much for sharing that. I'll share this prompt in the chat, and our 5 minutes starts now. Have about 1 minute left. And that is time. I see a lot of folks are asking what the book is. So it's called When We Make It by Elizabeth Velasquez. I also have the Spanish version, Y Si Lo Logramos. So if you like reading in Spanish, there's 2 different covers. It got banned in Florida, so please support her. And it's an amazing book. Like when I tell you guys, I read this in 2 days, and I usually don't finish my book in 2 days. That's how you know it's good. It's written in novel in verse, so like kind of short poems. So they're quick to read through.
What's the title? When what?
When We Make It.
When We Make It. Okay.
Yes, When We Make It. It got banned. So please support her. It's an amazing book. You can find it anywhere where books are sold. Yeah, Florida being Florida. We have 3 more prompts left, and I want to share some time for sharing at the end. So we'll jump right into prompt number 5. Tell me I'm home. So a friend of yours is trying to find their way to your house, whatever house you would like. This could be your actual house, or maybe your made-up house, or your dream house. Write a poem or story in which you describe your house as if you were giving them directions. How can I get there? How can I find it? Try to focus on those kind of details. 5 minutes on the clock. Let's jump right in. You have about 45 seconds left. All right. Checking in. We're still here. I see some concentrated faces, so I want to respect that. But I am also going to move on to prompt 6 as I see we're getting closer to our end time. For this prompt, you can choose either or you can write to both. That's up to you. Prompt number 6, option 1, write about a song that reminds you of home. What feeling does it invoke in you? Is there a specific song that every time you listen to, you're like teleported somewhere? Or option 2, write a letter to a place you consider your home, thanking it for everything it has done for you. Right, 5 minutes on my clock. Starting now. have about a little over a minute left. Start wrapping up that last sentence. All right. I see some friends shared. So a song that reminds me of home is Castle on the Hill by Ed Sheeran. That Hidalmi. And Lou said, Ojalá que llueva café by Juan Luis Guerra. That is like, that song just takes me to the yard, like automatically.
Anthem.
Right? All right.
My God, that's the one I was writing about too.
Really? Oh,
I was singing the song, I was playing the song, and I was writing.
Yeah, that song just it's like a staple. All right, we'll move on to our last prompt before we open up for sharing. And I have a little special announcement for you guys after this prompt as well. So the last prompt is, if you could choose any place to be your home, to be a place that you felt comfortable in and you can enjoy most of your days, where would it be? Feel free to choose anywhere in the world, even if it's somewhere you haven't been, or if it's somewhere that you make up. What is your dream place? 5 minutes on the clock, and we'll be back at 12:10. right, it is now 12:10. If you're still writing, that is totally okay. Finish up that last sentence. I hope that this workshop inspired some writing and you were able to release. This is our last writing prompt. And before I open up the floor for sharing, one, I want to say thank you again for showing up today. And two, I want to share a special a secret with you guys. You guys get the first scoop, but if you guys attended or didn't attend last Sunday's writing workshop, Letters to My Younger Self, I was so inspired by that workshop that I decided to put all my creative power into making it into like an art exhibition. So I'm going to be opening up submissions if you would like to participate. You only need to submit either a letter or a poem and a high quality image of your younger version, that be you as a child, as a teen, or a young adult. I think it'll be really cool. So in my mind, it's kind of going to be an art gallery with like baby pictures of me as well, and the participants. And like the caption is going to be the poem or letter that you write to yourself. It's going to happen in Washington Heights area, Dykeman, to be specific, in a small little art gallery. I'll share like tickets and how to submit and all that very soon through my social media. So if you don't follow me, I'll share my Instagram in a couple seconds, and I also type it in the chat, but that's where I'll be posting, and you can just submit a form, upload everything onto there, and then I'll reach out to you via email. So if that's something you are interested in, please consider it. I know.
Yes, we in there.
I know it's a little scary for some, but it's our story.
I mean, I used to have hair.
Listen, we have so many things that we keep in that sometimes holding it all in, eventually it just like pops out. And
Girl, you look so badass.
Oh, thank you so much. But yeah, I wanted to share that news with you guys because I was really inspired by that workshop. I wrote some of my pieces before. I even have like one of my baby pictures here still that I'm gonna write to after when I'm there. But you're welcome to submit, even if you can't attend physically. I'll try to like stream it somewhere so that you'll still feel like you're there. But yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys, and I'll also be sharing the link to the form. If you guys can take maybe 2 minutes, your feedback is really greatly appreciated. Thank you to those who answered to the last form and helped me out and gave me some suggestions. I took that into consideration. You know, we're learning, we're growing. And I'll share that form here for those that would like to complete it. This form just kind of helps me, and it also helps Dominican writers know if they want to repeat this workshop. How is it? How do you feel about it? What you like, what you didn't like, so that we can make those changes. So with that being said, let me go back up. I want to open the floor for sharing. I know it's already 12:15, so we have about 15-ish minutes to share. There's about 10 of us here, so if each of us would like to share, I would like to say maybe keep it to like 1 or 2 lines, so that we give that space to other voices that would like to share as well. But Luz, I see your hand up first, girl. I see you.
Yeah, before the kids come running. Massiel, it's up to you. Which one do you want me to share?
They were all good. It's just like eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Dale uno, dale.
Le voy a dar el que tú dijiste publish.
Okay. Got it. Dale.
Espérate. And I'm sorry, gente. Yo soy media messy. This was once a place that made my eye glimmer. Looking beyond the window gave me hope for what was out there. But now in this small 2-bedroom apartment, I smell the stench of mold that smell the stench of mold that won't shake away from my nose. I was too young to know then what I know now, that a broken palace can never give hope.
Girl, you know how I feel about you. I'm not gonna take up time. Ya tú sabes. No. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Okay. Jahaira, and then Andrea, and then Felix.
All right, mine's not that deep because I just want to share about the songs that remind me of home. Which was surprising to me because, as you already know, I have issues with DR, but Dominicano soy. ¿Por qué no siente en el pecho cuando el mayimbe canta con tanta emoción? That song calls something deep within me always. And then Quinito Mendez Santo Merengue, because it's like a love letter to the island. And there's joy from being from a literal paradise. And then one more is Bon Jovi, who says you can't go home because I'm a Jersey girl. And I have left and come back a few times. And even though we get a bad rap, Jersey's beautiful if you take the time to get to know her.
Thank you for sharing. I have a workshop I'm curating about music. So it's really interesting that you said like 2 out of the ones that I had, because I'm like, sometimes there's just music that just takes you.
It just is.
And that's it.
Music is my love and it's everything. Everything, maybe close second to reading, but yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, music is poetry. Poetry is music.
Absolutely. No question.
Thank you for sharing, Naira. Andrea?
I just loved all the prompts, and I appreciate all the thoughts that you put into these prompts. So thank you, Massiel. I'm gonna read the one about write a poem giving directions to your friends for your home. I kind of I don't know. Bueno, I'm gonna just read it. If you pass the baseball field, ya te pasaste. There's a park across the street. It's the first complex from the corner. There's a big tree in the front yard, but I heard they cut it down after we left. Like the tree that they cut down when I was young. We need them trees. The sun gets too hot and my cheeks need a reminder que abajo de la sombrita siempre tú oyes mi canto. And we can dream beyond the reality of this place. Make that left from the elementary school where I learned how to dance salsa in music class, sing in the portables, tell boys to leave me alone, y las amigas that were really never my friends to begin with. Follow the bushes of honeysuckle to flowers, right there on 56th Street. You'll find little me playing with the street cats because we're all searching for a warm, loving home.
I don't even know where you live, and I think I could figure it out. So that was really descriptive. And
thank you.
I love the I don't know, you just always choose the right words to say in Spanish. Like te pasate, you already know. That's bad Dominican. Like te pasate, that's so
yeah. Ya te pasate.
So thank you, Andrea. I love
You're
that.
welcome. And the home is actually my childhood home that I no longer live in, and always remember it so deeply because I didn't think about it then, that I had everybody around me when I was a kid, and ahora todo el mundo está en tus pa' su lado.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Where was your home, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, Hialeah, Florida, which is Miami.
Okay.
In the west side of Miami.
Nice. Thank you, Andrea.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I see Felix and Rosita.
Yes, one moment. I did prompt number 6. Tell me I'm helping a friend find my home. Okay. Finding my home isn't easy. I tell everyone you've got to be healed to traverse the traumas to make it through the winding lines. A passport might be necessary, a metro card definitely, an open mind and a heart that understands grace as well. On the other side of town I live, The ghetto colored by the African diaspora, many flags, many hues, many languages. Crown Heights, Brooklyn, where I stand out. Because of how I look, I've never felt welcomed anywhere. Because let's face it, no one finds different to be attractive, and as such, I find love within the words my heart and mind work collaboratively to evict onto the streets of paper or screen. I am a transient without a home because love has never been my salvation. Soy transitorio sin hogar porque el amor nunca ha sido mi salvación. Home is wherever poetry takes me. Tranquility isn't the foundation of where I live, so understand that I can be found at the intersections of executive dysfunction, PTSD, and depression, for which no amount of prescriptions could ever entirely allow me to not believe that I could ever have a permanent physical home. Keep your head on swivel as you walk to find me, because after all, this is New York City. A few hours away is the suburbs of Albany, so close but so far. I have my sights set on the house at 818 Redemption Road between Grace Street and Restoration Avenue. Maybe that will be my physical home where I can love myself fully, putting distance between inner child, father, and mother wounds, finally. Thank you.
All I'm gonna say is I'm gonna read Jahaira's comment because I was thinking the same thing. Where can I get your book, Felix? And if you don't have one,
let's go.
Start it. Because that was, wow, that was deep. And I love the play with words in between Grace Street, you know what I mean? Like that was, wow. Let me speak.
It's just the last line, the intersection of, can you read it? Can you run it back? Just run it back real quick.
Run that back, Felix. Run that back.
Okay, hold on. The intersection was a previous line, but tranquility isn't the foundation of where I live, so understand that I can be found at the intersections of executive dysfunction, PTSD, and depression, for which no amount of prescriptions could ever entirely allow me to not believe that I could ever have a permanent physical home. I'm not sure if you meant that one or further down.
And the one where you mentioned your mother wound. Mother wound.
A few hours away is the suburbs of Albany, so close but so far. I have my sights set on the house at 818 Redemption Road between Grace Street and Restoration Avenue. Maybe that will be my physical home where I can love myself fully, putting distance between inner child, father, and mother wounds.
Wow.
Yeah. We lived in the same hood, Felix. We lived in the same hood.
Listen, you know you wrote some good shit. But when they ask you to run it back, all right, Felix? So if you ever go to open mic and you perform that piece and they pause you, you gotta run it back. That was amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. Rosita.
All right. So I also took prompt number 5, Tell Me I'm Home.
Okay. I like that everybody got this prompt. Let's do it.
Yes. You're almost home when you see a 6-floor yellow and orange brick building. You're almost home when you see a beautiful garden the landlord keeps meticulously trimmed. You're almost home when you see the steam from my kitchen oozing out the windows, and if you can take a whiff, you will smell the most delicious smells concocted with love and care and infused with the nutritional health values. You are a few steps from home when you see a ramp the landlord installed for the differently abled among his tenants, though he still keeps the heavy entry door that is so hard to open with empty hands or loaded hands with groceries, and much more so with a cane or wheelchair. But the heavy door gives the illusion of a gold door, and he keeps it shining. You're home, my dear friend, when you step on the illusion of a red carpet treatment for an entryway, interrupted by 3 steps and then 4, above which you'll see the large numbers 120. Red and gold is my entryway. That is my home. Welcome home, my friend.
Thank you so much, Rosita. And I love that part of, like, I don't know how, but you can always smell you can always smell what someone's cooking when you pass by their house, you know, like you could kind of already know where they're from by the different smells. So I appreciated that you said that, because I was like, I was in there and I don't know why, but I got smell of sancocho for some reason. And like Jahaira said, we coming over, Rosita. We going over.
Great. Welcome home.
It's the
for
comfort.
sharing.
It's the image of comfort, you know.
That's true. Like food
Yeah.
is comfort.
Comfort, yeah. So it's love. It's love.
It is love. It's a form of love.
Yeah.
I'm just reading the chat. Felix, everyone's asking for your book. Felix is sharing his socials. Felix Guzman 81. That's his Instagram. If you want to follow, he also has 3 chapbooks available. And you got an upcoming poetry collection. Let's do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yo, I love this promo. Where's the links though? Like the actual link.
Felix Guzman 81.
Link in bio right here.
It's all there. Also Felix
That's
Guzman,
right.
FelixGuzman.com is a work in progress website too. So yeah.
All right, awesome. I saw that I forgot to mention when the exhibition will happen, but it should be sometime later April. I'm thinking of April 20th. That is a Saturday. I'm actually doing all the confirmations today, so I will get back to you. But again, here's my Instagram. I'll be sharing the post and where to submit and all that good stuff on my socials. And let me stop sharing screens so that I could share the form with you guys. Literally 2 minutes. Just also feedback for me as a facilitator. I want to know what I'm doing, how I can help more. If there's anything else that I could do differently. So please, it means the world to me if you can fill this out. It's only like 5 questions, I think. Pretty easy. And the testimonials also help me as a creator and a facilitator to continue putting myself out there. So I would appreciate that. But with that being said, if anyone else, I want to take the last 3 minutes. If you want to steal those last 3 minutes from us and you are now inspired to share, please do so. If not, please take the last 3 minutes to fill out the form really quick. And I'll chat with you guys about next Sunday's writing workshop. I have a latte to tell you, which is a workshop that was inspired about my coffee poem that I wrote for my coffee lady that I finally had the courage to tell her I wrote a poem about. It was so weird. I don't know if you ever wrote a poem about a stranger you saw in the streets, but it's even weirder to tell the stranger that you wrote a poem about them. But she was really happy. I
promise I'm not crazy.
Yeah, I was like, I started the conversation like, I hope you don't think I'm weird, but I'm a poet and you just made this banging coffee the other day and I just walked out of here and I just had to write about it. So here it is. And I just like shamelessly shared it with her and then just took my coffee and left. And then the next day she's like, girl, well, you didn't even like, let me tell you about it. So that poem was what inspired next Sunday's writing workshop. It's calling Coffee Lovers and Writers. We're gonna write some coffee inspired prompts. So make sure you bring some coffee if you drink coffee, because it might help. So yeah, with that being said, if no one else would like to... Yes.
I have a question. I just look at your survey. If you could send us the link that week as a respondent, because right now we can edit your form and it may have someone may have already edited it by mistake.
Got you. Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off, but as I'm sipping my coffee, this is beautiful.
You guys are my community, so I need you guys to tell me things because I probably copied the wrong thing.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Let's just say that.
I'm also going to send it in a email, follow-up email, but it helps since if you're already here, just tal de mí y ya. Thank you, Andrea. I didn't notice that. But yeah, I
Y
hope.
la de la semana pasada, tú la puedes mandar otra vez, because yo no sé cómo a mí se me escapó.
Yes, I can share it last week. You just gotta give me 1 second.
No, está bien, está bien. Hasta en el email, you know.
I also send a follow-up email with the link of this video in case you ever want to like rewatch it. Don't worry, it's not public. No one else can see it but us. But
All right.
I always send a follow-up email so that you guys can rewatch the workshop in case you came a little late or you missed a workshop or you want to go back. I'll do that a little after this.
Okay.
Felix, you had a question?
No, peace and blessings, everyone. I've got to head out.
Oh, thank you.
I'll fill out the doc shortly.
Yeah, take your time.
Hey, Massiel, can I do a quick plug?
Of course.
All right. So this it's not
Our
my plug.
space,
It's not my plug. It's not for me, but it's a friend of mine. He's a painter. He's an artist and an author. He has a book of poetry. He's from Nicaragua. Amazing visual artist. And he has a residency in Inwood, right in the Heights on 4791 Broadway. It's Art on the Ave. And
wait a second.
yeah. Frank.
That's exactly where I'm planning the event.
Get out! Are you serious?
Yeah,
well, I was in the space 2 weeks ago when they were just setting up, and so now you know. That's what my friend is. His name is Frank de las Mercedes. He's amazing. He's killing the game over there. So I just wanted anybody who wants to stop by and check them both out. I forgot the woman who has a showing there too, but
probably Ruthie.
Yeah, Ruthie, yes. Yeah. So I met her the other day. And they were both like, working and stuff. So it was great. And that's I think awesome. That they just had their opening reception last Saturday. I couldn't go, but yeah.
I'm actually going right after this, so that's why.
Get out. Okay, so
maybe I'll get to see him and see.
Yeah.
If you look them up on Instagram, they're asking for the link. But if you look them up on Instagram, Art on the Ave.
Art on the Ave, yeah.
I'll also put the link in there for you guys.
Yeah. Let's see. It's literally Art on the Ave at Art on the Ave NYC. Hold on.
Oh, that's so funny. Look at how the world. That's crazy. But I hope to see you guys there. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's like meant to be, yo.
I know, right? And I want to thank you guys again. I'm gonna respect your time. If no one else has any questions or anything to share. Leslie, were you raising your hand or were you just?
No. I was.
Oh, okay. I seen you.
Yeah.
Take care, everyone. Enjoy your Sunday. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
See you next
Thank you, Massiel. Thanks, guys.
Ciao.
Hey.